Gather we now in this time and in this space when the wheel turns and the veil shatters. Gather we now to remember, to grieve, to prophesy, to complete our harvest before the long dark comes. Gather we now to tell the old stories, to sing old songs, to be as we have always been, the voice of our people eternal. Gather we now to celebrate which has been, which is, and that which will be. Gather we now as we have always done, united by story and bound by love. Welcome to worship with the Universalist Unitarian Church in Peoria. My name is Reverend Jennifer Innis. It is my great joy to serve with this congregation of people of all ages and all stages of life as we strive to live into our mission of embracing freedom, loving inclusively, growing in mind, body, and spirit, and helping to heal our world. And part of that living into our mission includes acknowledging those who are here before us. So as we begin our service, we recognize and respect the people of the Peoria Nation, whose ancestors welcomed and assisted the first Europeans to visit this traditional homeland of the Peoria people, the very ground upon which we gather in this time. Thank you also for joining us in person or online. It is something to come into a new place, to come into a community and say, I wonder, and can we meet, and how shall we be together? If you are new to us today, please stay and join us for coffee hour. Help us get to know you. And if you're in the Zoom room as well, you're welcome to stay for conversation there also. At this point, let me offer the reminder, please be sure to turn respective devices into worship mode. It's magical today. We go poof, and they're in worship mode. Oh, maybe there's a button. Yeah, try the button. Today's service is for all ages. Nursery care is available at any time. And also, if someone needs a more flexible space in which to be and move and enjoy the service, we have the service showing in Fellowship Hall as well. Now, let me say something a little bit about today's service. In this time of year, it is traditional in many places to bring out some old practices of the Celts of Britain and Europe into a contemporary experience of Samhain and All Hallows Eve. This autumn is a time of harvest, plants dying, when the veil between life and death grows thinner. And so we offer this time, we hold this space, the remembering and celebrating of our beloved dead. So the tables before us include candles, some mementos are showing up. You're welcome to bring those up during the service, as well as the time we'll be specifically thinking of our beloved dead. And we'll be lighting candles later in the service as well. I want to we go on to a note of thanks. We had, in case you hadn't heard, we had a wonderful haunted forest last night. I mean, a truly excellent event. I want to thank everybody who was part of that. And we had truly an all ages, I think the teenagers really had a great time wearing themselves out by trying to scare people. It was really quite something. Is that true? Yeah. Your voice box is broken. Yes, we have gravelly voices this morning for all of the boo and more. Some of the elements of the trail are still out there. If it's not raining, or it's up to you, maybe you want to get wet, you're welcome to go and walk the forest trail and to kind of see a little bit about what was set up for last night. We had hundreds of people here. I'm just telling you, hundreds of people, full parking lot through the night, and much more. And let's see. So next Sunday, I'll offer a note about next Sunday is our soup lunch to benefit the school outreach we offer to Pleasant Valley Middle School. because with the rising cost of food, people with limited means need all the help that we can provide. And for every week that volunteers pack food to send home with the children, they send home 75 bags of food that covers 70 families from one school. Next week's lunch will be prepared by the children and youth in our program. I hope everybody will join us. They will be cooking all kinds of things like during service. So that'll be the education program for the day, is making the soup. Is that right? Yes. And if you cannot join us next Sunday, by all means, make a donation, because we'll be needing to sustain our program and giving for the school year. And as we start service today, last note, I want to thank our church member, Sherry Waisner, for her gift of music today. We are still in transition with finding a regular pianist for our choir and for service. See me if you have ideas, if you want to know more about the pianist position. All right. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join me in singing number 123, Spirit of Life. We will listen once and sing through twice. Spirit of love,
Okay, good morning. The opening words are Ever in Our Midst by the Reverend Karen G. Johnston. Ancestors who spoke with bravest fire, lend us your senses that we may know another world is on her way, breathed into life with our participation in her creation. Forebears who led the way where there was at first no way, lend us your persistence, your temerity, your assurance that the moral arc of the universe does indeed bend towards justice. Ones who went before us, sacrificing for a future not your own, help us to give of ourselves, that the common stones in our hands today might be cathedrals of compassion today, halls of restorative justice tomorrow, sheltering walls of beloved community the day after. It is Sunday morning, the day we gather. Let us be thankful and full of praise to be in the company of those who came before, yet are ever in our midst. Do we light this? Okay, and then we'll go light. We're gonna go like this and then it's and our chalice lighting is from the Reverend Florence Caplow, the minister with our sibling congregation in Urbana-Champaign. And Piper's going to read that.
As we kindle the flame, we honor and remember those who have passed into the mystery. Their brightness lives on in our vision. Their courage lives on in our commitments, and their love continues to pass to bless the world through us.
Okay, let's go sit down.
Have a good day.
Our time for all ages today is a story that fits the weather outside and the season we're in. The Fall by Jamie Hinson Rieger. Once upon a time, there was a leaf who lived in an old oak tree deep in the woods. Leaf had a good life. He enjoyed watching the squirrels scamper about the tree branches. He enjoyed gossiping with the ants about the goings-on in distant trees and soaking up the sun on a brilliant summer day. Then, beyond all else, Leaf enjoyed being in the presence of Tree. One day, he noticed his leaf friend on the next branch over was becoming a little orange. "Cool trick," he said. "How are you doing that?"
No idea. I am just doing it.
"Looks good on you," said Leaf. And throughout the week, his friend went from orange to a vibrant red. Then, one day, Leaf was busy talking to a friendly robin when he noticed his friend wasn't there on the tree beside him. What happened to them? Leaf wondered out loud.
They probably fell. It's about that time.
Time? What time? What are you talking about?
You know, it's autumn, the time when leaves turn colors and fall off the tree.
Fall off the tree? This was news to Leaf.
Yes, it's what leaves do. Every year, you will all fall off your tree.
Well, I have a lot of questions about that.
Ask your tree.
So that's what Leaf did. Tree, am I really going to fall off?
Yes,
I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
Do I have to?
Yes,
Will it hurt?
no,
Will it hurt you?
no. Next year, there will be new leaves. It's like a cycle.
What's to become of me?
The wind will take you.
Where will I go?
You may stay very near, right here in the forest. You may fall right beside me among many other leaves. Or you may be carried far away. And if you land in a stream that feeds a river, you may even follow all the way down into the ocean. No one knows what your journey will be. And so maybe the wind knows, but I tell you, the wind is not telling.
I don't want to leave you. You're my tree.
All things are connected. You can never leave me. You will become a part of me in a new way. And we are both part of the world.
You're quite the philosopher. I think I'll stay.
Stay a while then.
So Leaf stayed, and one by one, and sometimes in great bunches, the leaves around him turned a striking shade of orange, red, or rust. And one by one, the leaves detached from the tree and floated away with the wind. But Leaf stayed.
Are you coming with us? The other leaves said.
I think I'll stay, said Leaf. And eventually the branches of tree were bare of every leaf, except the one. It grew quite cold in the forest, and the animals began to go underground or migrate to warmer climates. Leaf was alone with the cold in the deep silence of the wood on winter nights. But he had Tree.
You will always have me.
Presently, the forest was blanketed in snow. What's happening under there? Asked Leaf.
The leaves under the snow are turning into earth to nourish the soil and feed new living things into which they will be reborn. It is a circle.
Leaf knew then he did not belong alone in the branches of the tree. His edges became tinged with an orangey red. And over the next few days, he released, and the color spread through Leaf until he was entirely red. It's hard to let go, said Leaf.
It is.
Wind, where will you carry me?
There is only one way to know that, said the wind.
Into what will I be reborn? Asked the leaf.
Into everything, said the night sky.
I have loved being your leaf.
You will always be my leaf.
And Leaf fell and let the wind carry him. And the forest was silent and still.
of gathering, of honoring, of celebrating. This is one of those moments when we make manifest what we hold dear. And we do so by recognizing all the offerings of our lives, all of the things that we contribute, what we make a difference to, in all the ways that we give a little something, that our efforts individually are something greater. It is how we say, in the moment of receiving the offering during the service, one of the ways we say yes to the values of our life. So may our offering in this moment help us practice our Unitarian Universalism within and beyond the congregation. And we do that in part by giving away some of our gifts to help others. We share half of our offering at this time with another group, in this case, the New Mexico Coalition for Reproductive Choice. They work with people in Texas, including other Unitarian Universalists, to help people there get the health care they need, to have access to the abortion care that they might need. And the cost of getting one person from Texas to New Mexico, including the services, is about $1,000. So we are trying to do our part to make a great difference in somebody else's life. Now, in the moment of the offering, please indicate if you're writing a check or if you're using one of the offering envelopes, please indicate if your offering is part of the pledge. Anything that is undesignated in the plate is split between the church and the New Mexico Coalition for Reproductive Choice. We want to make sure that we're keeping track of all of the gifts. And so the ushers will pass the plates during our music for meditation. And after the plates have gone by, I will light the candles for care and concern. All are welcome to light candles of care. These candles we light because we have joys and sorrows, names and milestones in our heart. And we do so within the embrace of the whole congregation, to know that we are held, whatever may live in our mind and hearts. And now I invite, will the ushers please come forward? We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted, when we are in trouble and afraid, when we despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. We need one another when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone, in our hour of success, when we look for someone with whom to share our triumphs, and in our hour of defeat, when with encouragement we might endure and rise again. We need one another when we come to die and would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey. All our lives we are in need, and others are in need of us. This is the time for the sharing of joys and sorrows in the community. And I want to begin again with a note of thanks and congratulations for everyone who was part of the Haunted Forest. It was the brainchild of Natasha Green, who has now joined us in the service. Can we give an applause for Natasha? It was truly a joy to see the community be around us and with us, and all through the woods last night. Now we turn to offering care and support. We offer our care and wishes for health to Nancy Benzon, who is recovering at home following surgery and who welcomes visits, I will say. Joyce Harrent is recovering after surgery. She's recovering at the home of some friends. We offer our care and support to Carol Lowe, who is currently hospitalized but not able to receive visitors at this time. And we also offer our care and support to Jean and Adam Sloan. They are in the midst of some big transitions. Adam has now moved to Farmington County Manor, and Jean is trying to figure out what the rest of their lives, what kind of shape that should be. We also offer a note about recovery to Donna Dalrymple and Lynn Mayer as they recover from COVID, and also Georgia Evans' mom. We offer her offer wishes for her health as she also recovers from COVID. And I have one note of sorrow for us in this moment from Jean Burke, who writes, "To my late cat, Clark, thank you for choosing me as your human." And now I want to offer, let us share a moment of quiet, of reflection, a moment of space, knowing that there are far more joys, sorrows, names, and milestones among us than we can possibly name in one moment. So let us bring them forth and hold them in our hearts within the embrace of our congregation. We share this in the quiet of this moment. I invite you to breathe with me. Amen, and blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit and join me for our hymn number 1002, Comfort Me. a celebration that our Celtic ancestors and friends had at the end of the growing season. And this celebration is continued and carried on by so many friends and fellow beings who celebrate Wicca and pagan practices and many more. For these people believe in the healing power of nature. And many contemporary pagans celebrate the power of nature at this time of year. This is a time when we see this power in motion, when the summer harvest is in and the plants begin to wither and die back into the earth. And at this time, it is believed that the spirits of our ancestors and relatives, all the beings, including the pets who have died in this past year, are very near to us and want to let us know they are at peace. This time of year has many names, one of those which is Samhain. And usually on November 1st, the following night of Halloween. Halloween means the night before the spirits can speak to us. So at Samhain, not only is the harvest blessed, but everyone welcomes the spirits of their loved ones and their ancestors who are no longer embodied on this earth. But all year round, contemporary pagans believe that the spirits of their loved ones are on the other side of a veil. They know the spirits are always around, but at Samhain, they think that veil is even thinner. Now we all, as we heard in the story of the leaf, we all are held within the mystery of life. The mystery that some people call God, some people call Holy Spirit, some people call the Spirit of life that creates and takes away and creates again. We are all connected to everything that is and ever was, because we are not only part of the earthly cycle, we come from the cosmos. We come from stardust. We are all connected with our ancestors and our loved ones who have died. For we carry, among the ways we can know this is how we carry their memories and their parts of them with us in many ways. We might have hair color or facial features or maybe learned habits, nature, nurture, who knows? And so we have in this moment kind of an embodied, a physical, tangible reminder of being part of that cycle. For we see around us in the physical evolution of the days and nights in this long fall that has been quite pleasant in our area. It is certainly coming forth with shaking the trees, taking the leaves off the trees, how much they were glowing with beautiful color, and how much we have seen inside, the golds and the reds and the browns and the oranges. That once robust plant has stems that grow thin and flowers that fall. The fruit of the harvest have grown from seed and now must return to seed for what has been spent and used. And we celebrate this. We recognize this, the cycle of all things as they pass. And part of how we do that in some ways is to kind of embody some of that passing. We dress up in, contemporary pagans might dress up in the colors of the earth to kind of embody that further, take that on, as it were, and gather in circles around the thin veil that separates them so softly from those they have loved. So I want us to sit quietly in this moment and kind of just ponder and meditate and take in this time of fall, this time between time and seasons, this thinness in the veil in life. I have a Wiccan song to offer in this moment. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Every one of us dies. We are 100% mortal. Those who came before us, who are no longer living, we remember them. And one day it will be our turn as well to be a memory, to be another part of the mystery that lives and gives us our life, and also is the time that takes our lives away. It is so good to remember those who have gone before, for they are with us in memory, in the stuff of our bodies. In this moment we have gathered, in this moment we are spending a pause and a listening. Let us listen again. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you.
Merry meet and merry part again. Merry meet again. Who do I wish to meet? Who do I miss with a great ache in my being? Names remembered and names forgotten. Names honored and names unspoken. Rise up in the memory of our hearts. Now we write our names to remember those who came before us. We write the names of those who used to walk with us. We quiet our hearts and still our minds that they may speak. There is always room for more, a way to make the circle wider still until it embraces all that is our life. Come bring the notes and mementos at this time to the photo table if you've not already done so. If you don't have a memento with you, you're invited to write the name of your loved one on one of the leaves and just tear it off the pad and set it nearby. And then I will read the names. We'll read the names. Yeah.
So I want to invite you, your loved ones, and by kind of inviting them into this moment. We have, as Jesi said, leaves on the tables for writing, adding names, and then we'll be lighting candles after you've written, if you'd like. Each of us has a chance to remember, to savor, to love. And we do this recall in the celebration of the seasons, but also to remember the fullness of the love that lives with us always. So I want to begin. Jesi, would you help me out? Would you add some names to the table here? So I want to begin with adding the names of those members that we are remembering this year who have died in the last year or so. Kenneth Bloyd, Beverly Miller, Bernie Hickey, Theo Jean Kenyon, Jason Fott, Lee Tabor, Ken Cole, Roger Cunningham, Merrill Foster, Barbara Litchfield, Linda Lyman Wyman, and Jack Schlicksup. So if you'd like to come forward and add names to the table, this is the time to do so and to light our candles in memory. We have so many names among us. Sam Fitch, John Whitted, David and Joyce Allison, Ken Cole, Terry Stacy, Tina Dancy, Dale and Leslie Dobbins, Junior Lindsay, Russell Buster, Katrina, thank you for everything. Rachel Link, Kaylee, Ray Ann, Bob Effinger, Mary Vosberg, Jack, Grandma Jackie, Mom and Dad Booth, John Lager, Jackie Buster, Russell Buster, Mom and Dad, Alexander, thank you, Danny, Arthur, Jerry M., the love of my life, Rich, Sasha McRae, Iris Peterson, Julia Clower, Girl Cat, Hattie Coons, Eleanor Diddy, Sadie Cofield, Ray Nietzsche, John Martin, Bernice Martin, Patrick Mooney, Margaret Mooney, Pam Mooney, white boy, also a cat. Trudy Mann, Kenneth Lloyd, Ua, miss you, Mom. Robert Humphrey, James and Beverly Irwin, Rosie, Darcy Peterson, Carol Franklin, John Franklin, Everett Peterson, Pat Matarelli, I see Teresa Jett in memory, Mosey of Mosey and Me, Russell and John and Mavis, these names and many more are with us in all ways, always. Let us close with a moment of blessing, of cherishing. From the Reverend Heather Daniels. They once dwelled among us, the people, the beings of memory. They who knew us, they who taught us, they who hurt us, they who loved us. They touch our lives again and again through their presence and their absence, through familiar scents and favorite songs, through old stories and renewed sorrow. As the earth turns and leaves fall, we reach back to renew the bonds between us with hearts and hands extended, holding on to love ever stronger than death. We reach back in gratitude and understanding without our time together, the pain and the joy. We would never be who we are today. We would have little to pass on ourselves. Without fear, with thanksgiving, with hope that for all that awaits, we remember those who have gone before. We honor the circle of life and death and our place within this sacred thread. Will you please rise and body your spirit and join me in singing our closing hymn, There is a Love. We will listen once and sing through 3 times.
sending our light into the world. We lit this chalice in honor of life's sacred dance of living and dying. Its flame reminded us of those who have passed to us fragments of holiness. As we leave and as we send this light into the world, may we take a small spark with us. May the spark of this flame remind us that we too are participants in the dance.
May the firmness of the earth be yours. May the flow of the water be yours. May the freedom of air be yours. May the fierceness of fire be yours. May all the gifts of life below and above be with you and remain with you now and always. Blessed be.